Good morning, everyone. It's another Thrifty Thursday and to the discount grocery store. Let's see if we can find anything today. The snow is finally melting. We had really nice weather, then it snowed, then nice weather, then it snowed, and now it's finally disappearing, and I hope that we can start springtime. All right, so I have a store list for both places. I need to go ahead and put my seatbelt on. We're just starting to drive here. And so this is what we need. We need freezer boxes, a large taper candle, and a paper holder, which I'll show you that's at the thrift store. And at the discount grocery store, I need a few items for a little party that my husband and I are having on a Friday night. So let's see what we can find. Sometimes in my videos, I love to show you the area of which we live. Now, we don't live in town, we live on the outskirts. So we would be more rural. I know I can't say that word very well, but you understand what I'm saying. And this is one of the towns that we have to go through when we go to the thrift store. So I wanted to show you all the houses. I know it's your typical town with the typical old houses, but here is the thrift store. This is 2 towns away from us. And let's see what we can find today. There's always collections. It seems sad to me sometimes when I look at these collections that people had and they're no longer in their homes and they have them for the thrift store. There's always a lot of dolls, which really surprises me. And of course, there's lots of books. We live in such an amazing world where we can have the reading material right at our fingertips. And because it's soon Valentine's Day, of course, the ladies all had the Valentine's things out today. I like to look at the cookbooks. This is my little favorite section. And I'm not buying as many cookbooks, but I sure do like to look because you never know, I might find that treasure. Wow, the antiques are very sparse. They had a sale the other week on antiques, and there's always lots of material. The plain Mennonite ladies always seem to have lots of material, and there's not many bunny rabbits. I'm always out looking for a bunny rabbit or two. And here's always the free section at the door. And that is the free section. And yes, I did find something. And it was free. All right, everyone. I just got back from the thrift store. And I actually today went to Goodwill. My husband was going past it and he said, would you like to go to Goodwill? Which, as you all know, most of you, I only go maybe 3 times a year. So I'm going to show you my Goodwill haul, then I'll show you what I got at the thrift store. Chance I can get, I like to spend it outdoors. And even though it's about 44 degrees, it's so nice to be able to come out here. The lighting is better and it's so much easier for me. So that's why we're outside today. And I have a lot of work to do today in the greenhouse. I got at Goodwill was for $3.99. I got this beautiful stoneware, and this is a teapot. Then I got the book, Glorious Country, for $2.99. Their things are quite outrageous compared to the thrift store that I go to, but this is a set in a collection, and I have the other book, and so I got this one, and there's all kinds of neat recipes and ideas, so this is always fun to look at, especially in the winter months. Then I got this clipboard for $2.99, and I needed this because I love clipboards, and I have a lot of them, but I'm actually going to be working on a recipe coming up real soon, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in a minute. All right, that was Goodwill, and now let's go to my thrift store, which is so much cheaper. First thing I want to show you is I got this for free. Now, is it a tablecloth? Is it a cover? I don't know, but I love it. I am going to go ahead and put this in the washing machine right now, and then I will show you what else I got at the thrift store. That is this recipe, and this comes from a subscriber who she wanted to know if I could decipher the recipe, and it's how to make a certain kind of bread, homemade bread, but it's written in very much the old days. I am going to be working on that recipe coming up here real soon, and I wanted to print this out and be able to study it, and then we'll make some homemade bread using this very old. As you can see, the recipe was on the back of an envelope. All right, so this is what I got at the thrift store. For 75 cents, I got this primitive doll. For $1, I got these shoes, and I'm really happy about these shoes because you can rinse them off with water. I am going to be wearing these and not wearing my slippers, because the slippers are going to get really wet because it's a mud mess out here. And I cannot believe this. $1 for these shoes. So I'm really happy about them. So I'm going to set them right at the door. I got some of this. Now this is for sewing, but I don't use it for sewing. I use it for my projects. So I got that for $1.50, which was a little high price, but it's a lot of it. And I'm going to be using this in projects too. I don't really have a whole lot of crafts. So, you know, you hear people that have their own big craft rooms or big bins of crafts and ribbons and stuff. I don't have a whole lot of that kind of stuff. So I am adding some things to it. 80 cents for the zinc lid. Now I paid 75 cents for these little tea lights, because I'm working on a project right after this. We're gonna make these into grungy tea lights. Now, what does that mean? You'll have to keep watching. I'm gonna give it a try. I've never done this before, but I've seen it in the primitive shops and they cost a lot of money. So we're gonna dip in some wax and roll it into some cinnamon or into some coffee, and we're gonna see how it works. And then I got 2 of these taper candles. That's all they had. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I'm gonna do with them here at the end of this video. All right, my friends, that was my Thrifty Thursday haul. Now we're gonna go into the kitchen and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing with some of these items. For those of you who love the primitive look, I'm all about showing you how to do these things. It doesn't cost hardly any money, and you can get the look that you want, the Colonial Williamsburg look. And now let's work on this project. My whole life, it's always been about practicality. When I grew up at home, my mother didn't do anything that wasn't practical. She didn't do much decorating, and she didn't really do these kind of things because they weren't practical. So she did a lot of sewing. She sewed all of her own clothing. But this stage of my life, I don't want to be practical always. I enjoy doing all of these things, and there's no reason behind doing them other than they're fun projects to work on. Sometimes in life, especially when you get older, you just want to do the things that you enjoy. Sometimes I chuckle at the comments that I get. They ask me, why did I do this and why did I do that? I just smile to myself and think, just for fun, just for fun.